Hi everyone. In this video, I will explain about your workbook that you have done last week, and I will give some feedback on some common mistakes of the questions that you have done on the last page. Okay, so let's go over the answer again. So first of all, the MC, I will only talk about those are quite challenging. Okay, question one. So it asks you which of the following description of River Y, that is this one, the Changjiang, actually, is correct or are correct. So number one is correct. It is the largest annual flow in China, and it flows through the Sichuan Pendi, Sichuan Pendi. So it's somewhere here. So it's right. And number three is not correct. It's because it actually flows from the west, okay, west to the east, from the west all the way down to the east. So number three is not correct because it's the opposite way, right? So the answer should be B, 1 and 2 only. And this one is quite simple, okay, because Himalaya San should be the highest, okay, followed by the Huangtu Gaoyuan, and last the Zhujiang Delta. Zhujiang Delta is a very flat land that next to the lower course of the river. So for this one, the climate graph, okay, one thing I would like to remind you is that if you remember the worksheet that I have prepared for you, so this line should be the monthly temperature, and this bar should showing you the rainfall. The rainfall is read on this side, the right hand side, while the temperature refers to the left hand side. And one more concept for the question is the annual range of the temperature. The annual range of the temperature should be the highest monthly mean temperature minus the lowest mean temperature. Okay, so let's move back to our workbook. So here, which of the following description about it is right? So, okay, the answer should be C. So why the first one is not correct? Is because the highest mean temperature should be in August here. So here is the temperature, but this is showing the rainfall. And the annual range, okay, you could use the highest to minus the lowest. Okay, it's a negative, lower than 0 degree of Celsius. So it should be more than 25. While the wet season is in summer, that is true because you could see the rainfall in summertime, okay, from July to September, or mainly in in July and August are the months with the highest rainfall. So the answer should be C. Well, number 4, there's a Chile. This is a Chile question, challenging one. So you could see it asks you which places in the figure 3 that is on the map here should match the climate characteristics on figure 2. So we should use the elimination. So we can see the annual rainfall here is 720 mm. You know that in here, the very western part of China should have a very low rainfall, while for the eastern part in China should got the high rainfall, maybe over 800. Okay, that's why by elimination, not Y, not Z, okay, not W, not Y and Z, it should be X. So the answer should be B. And which of the following of the description about the water resources in China is correct? The monsoon affects the seasonal distribution of the water resources. It is right, which I will explain in later part. And the southern China got the richest water resources in the country. It is also correct. While number 3 is not right, is because from northwest to southeast, the water resources should be increased but not decreased. So the answer should be 1 and 2, A. And here you can identify the places by looking at the suggested answer by yourself. It's quite simple. And the fill in the blanks as well. And for short questions, okay, monsoon are the winds that change the direction remember this is the keyword seasonally, blowing from one direction in summer and from the opposite direction in winter. For number 2, how does the distance from the sea affect the spatial distribution of the water resources in China? So, generally, the longer the distance from the sea, it will be less precipitations of the place. It's because it is further away from the sea, okay, less water could be transported. And therefore, the water resources will be fewer. So the amount of precipitation would decrease with the distance from the seas increases. While for the last part, that is the most important section in this unit, talking about the summer monsoon and the winter monsoon, I have read all of your answer already for the uploading of the page 13 of your workbook. So there are not very big questions, while for some common mistakes I would like to point out. So first of all, just a very quick revision. You remember that in summer, the pressure at the sea is higher while that in the land is lower. So because the wind blows from high pressure to low pressure. So in summer, the wind blows from the ocean or the sea to inland area. And for winter, that is in the opposite case. So let's see about the table that you have done. So first of all, this one, not very big questions. So first of all, we're talking about the speed of losing or absorbing heat. 散熱同埋吸熱啦。In summer, the land absorbs heat quickly than the water. Therefore, the air over the land is relatively warmer. So in the opposite side, in winter, because it lost the heat quicker, and that's why the air in the land is cooler than the air over the sea. So what about the resulting air pressure? So what would it be when the air is warmer? Relating to the air pressure. So if the air is warmer, okay, that is on the land, the air will rise and the air pressures, therefore, over the land will be lower than the sea. Opposite, in winter, because there are cool air over the land and then it will sink, so the air pressure over the land will become higher than the ocean or the sea. So you refer back to my note sheet that I uploaded before. For the air pressure, while the air will sink in cooler places, which will result in a high air pressure. So for the same phenomenon, so you could match back to here. So the cold air will sink on the land, okay, because it lost heat quickly. And then the air pressure will become higher. Okay, many students got some mistakes in this part. For the movement of the air moves from high pressure to low pressure. Okay, 高氣壓去低氣壓嘅地方啦，個空氣嘅移動。So that's why the wind will blow from the sea towards the southern and eastern parts of Asia. So because here we mentioned that the sea, okay, the land got a lower air pressure, okay, and that means the sea got a higher air pressure. So the wind will blow from the sea to the land, okay, and more specifically the southern and eastern part of Asia. While in the winter, in the opposite way, the air moves from high pressure area to low pressure area again, and it will blow from the land towards the sea because now the land got a higher air pressure than the sea. So this is the summer monsoon, while this is the winter monsoon. No problem for the name of the monsoon. While for the characteristics of the monsoon, it is one of the factor affecting the temperature, and the rainfall in Hong Kong as well. So in summer monsoon over China, onshore winds will carry a lot of moisture because the wind is blowing from the sea. So this is what we call the onshore winds, and because it is from the sea, so it will bring a lot of moisture. Therefore, the southern and the eastern parts of Asia will receive much rainfall in summer. While for the opposite side, the winter monsoon over China are the offshore winds. Offshore wind means the wind blows from the land towards the sea. Because the wind is originated from the land, therefore the area affected by the winter monsoon in China will receive less rainfall in winter. Okay, so remember about the warm air, the cold air, and the relationship of the air pressure. The movement of the air always comes from the higher pressure place to a lower pressure area. And in summer we got the onshore wind with a lot of moisture bring by the sea. But in winter, because the wind are offshore ones and it is blown from the land, therefore it don't have a lot of moisture, don't have that much water, so they will be dry in the winter. So that's why Hong Kong is dry in the winter and very hot and very wet with a lot of rainfall in summer. So if you have any questions, you could send me an email to ask. I have also uploaded the answer on eClass and Google Classroom, so you could go and take a look at it. So I will talk once again and do some revision about the monsoon when we go back to school. Thank you.